You're watching ABC4 News.
Welcome back. New research released today shows promising signs from a drug that's already on the market and how it may help with symptoms of dementia. Jeremy Cunningham here from the Alzheimer's Association joins us here in studio to tell us a little bit more. Welcome, Jeremy. Thank you for coming today.
Thank you so much.
We're excited to have you, especially on a day with such a big announcement. So this research presented at the Alzheimer's Association conference, providing a bit of a buzz. Can you tell us just a little bit more about it? What should we know?
Well, first of all, we have the world's largest conference happening right now. And so every day in dementia and Alzheimer's, every day of this conference, we're getting new information. And so today, Spotlight is a drug called liraglutide. So liraglutide is an existing drug that it's in the same classification as Ozempic and some of the other weight loss drugs. It's primarily, they use these drugs for weight loss, diabetes, heart disease, things like that. So it's an existing drug that they're studying. And so the excitement is the fact that in working with the brain, it is slowing down the progression of Alzheimer's and dementia. It acts as a barrier for swelling and the deterioration or shrinkage of the brain.
Okay, I want to touch on some of that. So the data, quite interesting. The drug appears, it says, reduced shrinking in the parts of the brain specifically that control memory, learning, language, and decision-making by nearly 50%. That's right?
Yes, that's correct.
Tell me then, what does this mean for patients and families?
So they've only been studying it for about a year. It's in a class 2 classification study. And so, you know, there needs to be more studying, but in combination, we're looking at the other drugs that we have that stop the amyloid plaque buildup on the brain. And so looking at the future, you know, this could be a drug that would be used as a compound or a combination of drugs that would slow and modify Alzheimer's as we know it.
Okay,
Yeah.
what do you expect with this, I guess, going forward? Do you expect this to be popular? I can only imagine.
I do believe, I mean, we're not in a place where you should go out and ask your doctor for this classification of drug if you don't need it for diabetes or some of the other factors. But it is exciting to know that we have an existing drug and we're seeing it being used in other ways.
Now, you mentioned Ozempic and how this is in a similar class, this drug.
It's in the same family classification.
Same family. We have seen shortages with drugs like Ozempic in the past. Is there concern with that at all?
There's always a concern that, you know, right now it seems like Ozempic and some of the other weight loss drugs are popular, right? So there's always going to be a concern that we might not be able to get the drugs that are needed. But right now we're in the clinical trials. It's exciting to see it being used in the future, possibly for fighting Alzheimer's and dementia. When you think that you could slow down the disease even 5 years or more, or stop, you know, this acts as a barrier for brain swelling, you know, that you wouldn't have to go through the process of dementia in the future, or being, like I said, slow it down even 5 years. I mean, imagine what 5 years could do for a family. You know, it's huge.
Something, and families back at home, people back at home who this resonates with, who might want to learn more, where can they go to find more information?
You can always go to our website, alzheimers.org, and you know, there are a lot of clinical trials happening across the country. So we're involved with a program called Trial Match. And if you have any questions, you can always go to alzheimers/utah.org.
Okay, you know where to go. Jeremy Cunningham from the Alzheimer's Association. Jeremy, thank you so much.